quick update on how we can improve the UX of the agents in the AI catalog. So for an example of how we're currently at, see Sam's video. It's got a lot of good visualizations of seeing how things are working. But essentially the UX problem to solve is the user has to jump around quite a bit. So let's say I'm viewing the list of available agents in the catalog and I want to create a new agent, test a new agent, edit an agent. These are all their own views. They require me to go back to this page, open the overflow menu, choose which one I want to select, or click a button to create one. Basically jumping around a lot. We want to avoid that. So just to set expectations, the goal here is to unblock engineering. Things are moving quickly. Requirements are in flux. We're discovering new things as we go. So we want to address the immediate UX problems. And then I'm trying to provide a realistic sort of medium-term solution for the critical functionality that we know we need. So for 18.5, 18.6, we can see ways that we can iterate towards that and address those. But this is not a final spec. This is not waterfall handoff's not going to work. Like I said, requirements are in flux. It's going to need a little bit of iteration, and as we user test this, get more feedback, there will be some tweaks, but I think the foundation is pretty good and we can feel good about that. So also use ShadCN components in my prototype, which I'll link. You can play around with and try it, but it should fit nicely with the Duo UI Next initiative. So first scenario, let's start with viewing available agents. So come on to the catalog page. This could be at project or organization level, but let's imagine we're at organization level just for this. You basically have a list, only real differences. There's no secondary overflow menu that you select. Again, that test run, that edit options. We just have the cards themselves. Pretty straightforward. Next scenario, create an agent. So we've got this CTA button, so I click it, opens up a view with all the fields. First thing you probably notice is these tabs. Again, README is optional, but this is going to be a nice to have for adding some documentation as a markdown file, a pattern that we see used in repos, but helping humans and agents read, understand when, how, all those little extra things, explanations for the agent that maybe doesn't fit into standard fields. And you can see we've got all the fields here, models, select models, tools, MCP, system prompt. One difference is I'm proposing we unify the system prompt so that it is not splitting out task instructions. Just keep it simple. Use a large system prompt, and the task instructions are referred to runtime. Also the ability to copy the prompt so that I can, again, use it and test it in chat interfaces, maybe even copy it as markdown, send it to Duo Chat. Could be nice to have shortcuts. Other thing to notice is on the right, got a call out kind of explaining what is a Duo agent and some FAQs around what tasks you might use them for, who can use them once you create them, how do you test them. Again, some of these things aren't going to be obvious to new users and trying to help with onboarding, but intending only to show this during the creation phase so that it doesn't become annoying. So let's imagine I go down here and create an agent, but I haven't fully configured it. We've got validation to protect the user from creating incomplete issues, and we jump them right to those fields. So let's say I filled those in. So I could create it now, but let's say one other thing I want to draw attention to is the public and private is a bit unintuitive as well to new users. So we want to make sure that they understand what's going on. So click that. I have a dialog. This copy is just placeholder text, but essentially you want to explain the implications and ask for their confirmation before making that change. But let's go down here, create agent. You can see the toast lets me know that the agent was successfully created. Moving on to the next scenario, so agent details page. So this is basically the new thing. Rather than having a drawer, let's say we go on here and you can see read-only page with multiple tabs, metadata, acting as kind of like a profile page or a catalog page for this agent. And so you can see here I've got the tabs, the README tab, which you've seen already, is just markdown file. Also an activity tab to help users, again, maybe it's just recent sessions, but this is just intended to help users understand how it's being used so they can decide if they want to use the agent and if it's suitable for their use cases. So going back to configuration here, You see read-only. Basically, all those fields that you could configure are now read-only, and you can just browse them. Also of note is the version, so I can jump between versions. If I change the version, it would update all the configuration README activity to fit that specific version. Again, versioning is going to become more important, so this is a little bit of a future looking, but worth considering. Also nice to haves are these metadata just to help me understand who created it, how often it's being used, is it starred, maybe some of the number of flows it's created in. Basically, just help me understand more about the agent and how to use it. Even things like the context window, any limitations around resources could be useful as well. Next scenario, edit an agent. So we're on this agent details page and I decide I want to edit it and I have permissions. I'll see an edit button. I click it. This is the same view as you saw for the create agent. It's just everything's filled in. Two things to note. So the versioning, you can see I could swap versions. And if I go down to the bottom, I have the ability to choose the version. Say I make changes and I want to make it a major or minor version bump. I select that and let it happen there. And save it. Toast notification lets me know that the change was successful. Next scenario, add to project. So you can see again, I'm on the same page. I'm on this agent details page. This is like my home base for this particular agent. I want to add it. Click add to project. Dialog, again, doesn't have to look exactly like this. This is just to illustrate the concept, but I could filter to projects, select that, add it, and it's ready to use in my particular project. Deleting an agent. So very similar, come to the overflow menu, select delete, show a dialog. Ideally, if we're able to, we should let them know the implication of what deleting will happen. So maybe it will be removed and break these flows. I think it also, because it could be quite destructive, is force an additional confirmation like typing delete, and then I click delete. And I get a toast notification that it's been removed and I'm back to the agent list. Testing an agent. So this is a real tricky one. So we'll come here. There's two types of testing, prompt testing in chat and test deployment. So let's say I'm editing my agent and I'm making a bunch of changes and I want to say refine my prompt. I could copy this prompt, put it into here, but it would also be good, I don't have it mocked up, it would be good to have, when you're in this edit view, that this duo chat panel provides shortcuts for, say, a slash command or something to help me set up a test scenario for trial and erroring my system prompt. When I talk to users, this was something that they did quite a bit in other tools, was again that trial and error back and forth using AI chat. There's also the potential, maybe users want to save this, or we allow you to send it directly to Duo Chat. But I think it should largely be able to be handled by just improving the empty state here, but not sure if that's going to be available for us for the initial release, but that would be definitely good to have. But let's focus on the test case. So testing is one of the pain points right now because it requires you to go to a different view, and the sessions, to view the session, is currently a little bit clunky. So let's say I click that. We have task instructions, dialog. I can just edit here and just enter it. Now this could, if we are able to, also happen in the side chat. But I'm assuming that we're not going to have that capability for now, so I've provided this dialog as an example. But let's hit run. And we have this sessions panel, so we just open it right away. And because I'm in editing view, we know that you're likely going to be wanting to test. If I hit test, it'll just show the session right away for me so that I can discover it. I don't have to go digging through the UI trying to find it. And I can continue doing other things while this is running. Yeah, that's, I think, going to be really important. And you can see test completed successfully, but I can go back, make the changes, and then save them if I want to. Changes saved. And that's it for now. Thank you.